Hey guys, and welcome to an episode of Geopolitics with Mark. On today's episode, I want to discuss with you Iran and the possibility of a war with Iran. So this is approaching just now, and a third of our navy is going to be surrounding Iran, and so this is my personal opinion about the situation. You have two options. You either run, so either America doesn't fire a shot, makes up a story about how they're scared of us, and then we just turn the Navy around, nothing happens. And then it's just like, of course, the social media will be like, oh, America, got showed up by Iran, and it'll be a big, it'll be embarrassing, but at the end of the day, nothing will have happened. So there's always that, which is better than another outcome, which is you take on Iran. Iran kicks the crap out of us and destroys the world economy. And now everybody affected by the global economy being destroyed is angry at the U.S. Um, and then our fleet still has to hightail out of there. Our aircraft carrier is sunk. We have a sunken aircraft carrier somewhere near Iran. It's going to clog up the Strait of Hormuz, or somewhere close. It'll be, and America won't know what to do. You've got Epstein over here, and you've got a sunken aircraft carrier over here. It's just like, you'll have people doing going bananas. So this is America. This is a sunken aircraft carrier. That's a big deal. Uh, so anyway, guys, I mean that's all I have to say for now. It's like, this is a big production. Why we're going to war with Iran doesn't make a lot of sense if you think about it. Even though Bush put Iran on the axis of evil, I think this all has to do with their oil. This all has to do with the fact they have a socialist government. So even though this is like this religious dictatorship, they're a socialist government. One example, there's free electricity, there's free utility. So you have people there just like, hey, turn on the flippin' air conditioner, and don't turn it off, and turn on the lights and keep them turned off, even when we don't keep them turned on when we don't need them. It's it's something that's actually resulting in the impoverishment of the Iranian state, according to Professor Marandi. But that's another thing. The fact is, it's a socialist government. The West doesn't like the fact there's a socialist government in charge of resources. Kind of the same way that they don't like the fact that there's Venezuela, socialist government in charge of its resources. This is, America wants to control the resources, and it wants to have its companies be able to make money off of it. So, America is in such an obscene state of existence that it's unsustainable. It's like it's in this unsustainable state where the next generation is getting worse off than the parents' generation under normal circumstances. This is the normal system you're setting up. You're setting up a system where the people in the future are going to have it even worse. It's going to be even more, difficult to get housing, affordable food, incomes, etc. And this is, so the political apathy is incredible that we're willing to settle for a system that literally makes the next generation worse off. It's like somewhere we lost the plot, where it's just like we gave everything to the business class and we thought that was going to bring us eternal prosperity, opportunity for all. But in fact, what resulted was the outsourcing of all the good jobs in the middle class that had built the middle class, that gave people the belief that there's something magic about the economy, that doing something like that might even work. And then, the automation, So what the outsourcing didn't take away, the automation did the major work on it. Actually, it's the bigger portion that automation did for the destruction of the middle class. So, you know, yeah, guys, the um, these topics are important, not war against Iran. So, the uh, I don't know. So I guess we'll see what happens. I'd like to be proven wrong. If war does indeed break out, if America were to win, or win, I don't know how what that would be the capitulation of the government. A new government goes in that's like, yeah, and you saw how much support there is for the government, right? I mean, it's like millions of people are in the streets not protesting the government. That was the fake protest that had to be sponsored by the West because everybody likes the government, you know. So, the diaspora of people that are against the Iranian government, it's not that many people. The majority is they like the revolution. They like the fact that they have their own country. So anyway, guys, I think that this is, we're in a different day and age. Like literally, if you have war now against Iran, Iran is going to win. Iran is going to destroy Israel. Iran is going to destroy all the Emirates. Oil is going to be $10 a gallon. North America, what's left of North America in the service sector that relies on transportation, now at $10 a gallon, it's like, whoo. I mean, it's like, what are you trying to do? You're trying to get rid of all the jobs? Like, you're trying to get rid of the whole economy? I mean, what are you doing? War against Iran. Well, that's what's going to happen. And I mean, it'll be so embarrassing. It'll be so expensive. It'll make it look like America is not at all in charge. It's Iran who has a bigger role than previously thought. And now you're gonna have, Iran will have to start like, it'll go on some humanitarian mission to support all the poor nations affected by skyrocketing oil prices. So it'll end up being this like humanitarian entity, protected by China, Russia. It'll be. I mean, by the time you think you're gonna send Iran off in a puff of smoke on the axis of evil, they're gonna end up being an important nation that has a legitimate, following the rules, ethical approach to what they're doing, where the West does not, and so that'll ultimately stand up to scrutiny. So it's so bad on so many pages. This kind of the forced attack on Iran that I don't know where it originates from. I guess it's just Israel wants to have control. It wants to be in control. There's like some guy that's holding the steering wheel too tight and the knuckles are turning white. That's how I imagine the Israeli leadership. So it's like, um, and the Jews are safe in Iran. The Jews are safe in Iran. So that's the kicker. So they're, this axis of evil, this like Muslim state that just can't be trusted with these advanced weapons. I mean, would you give a guerrilla a grenade launcher? Would you give an Iranian a hypersonic missile? It's like some kind of fucked up. That this is their mentality, right? That it's like these guys, they shouldn't have these advanced things. Meanwhile, Israel is allowed to couch 200 nuclear weapons. Yeah, and so it's demonstrably not true also that the Iranians are somehow backwards, right? I mean, they have the history of mathematics, astronomy. Look at their architecture. I mean, the history screams like engineering, science, and that's been going on for a long time. So these are proud people. They're not going to be cowed by, electronic wizardry when, they don't, they can easily come up with a response. Being a bigger nation, 90 million people, I think, I see some extreme scenario where they would just nuke Iran, where they're like, maybe Iran doesn't have nuclear weapons and we can get away with just like choosing like 6 targets and dropping nukes on them. But this is going to be very dicey. As soon as you start using nuclear weapons and you have China, Russia, and Iran, that brings it to another level of escalation, which they are prepared for. So this is what America is doing, is just bumbling into some flex show, which is stupid. It's not going to change anything. Israel won't get rid of the regime, So that's my opinion. Maybe I'm totally wrong, but this is just what I see. I see a devastating outcome when the war begins for the world, for America, in terms of how it holds on to power in the world, where it gives people now it's clear that power isn't even there, whether or not they sink the aircraft carrier or don't sink the aircraft carrier. The aircraft carrier can't be there to start any kind of war without getting sunk. So it's not going to start a war. So it's going to come up with a story for why it's turning back. So this is my opinion. I mean, there's no way. They start the war, everything gets sunk, and it's the end of the war, and then gas is $10 a gallon, and there's a new world order that's just been created by Iran, who now has the ticket to the oil, and it's pretty serious, guys. But honestly, this should just get de-escalated. It's just, Trump should just say, I don't feel good about it. I'm not convinced. And I'm not convinced, we're not going to do it. As simple as that. If he has no choice, well, then that's shitty. I think it's a tough thing to have the world have to go through for what? For nothing. For Iran laying the smackdown now, for Iran taking charge and being like, look, we're not going to have this anymore. We're now in charge of the oil, and you guys are going to be paying a lot of money for oil, So, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. I can't wait to see you in another episode, and I guess we'll see what happens.